Has the narcissist ever cared about us? It's possible. It's possible they cared about us at least in their own way. But when they're really done with you, they're going to do this. And it's going to show up in the bedroom. It's going to show up in all aspects of the relationship. And that's intimacy. Narcissists have a real issue with intimacy. It's a deep-seated problem all narcissists have. See, our libido, that energy that drives every human being, a narcissist developed anger and resentment and hate instead of that natural loving libido. Where you feel love and affection, where it's appropriate, the narcissist feels anger and hate. Now, this might sound very strange to a normal person because everything we do, if you really think about it, it's it's to move forward, to attract people, to love and care about each other. It's something the world has lost a lot recently. That's why this epidemic of narcissism is so pervasive. People that are narcissistic will take advantage of the people who are still in that past loving, caring mode of living life. Because that's like the natural state of human beings, to love and care about each other and to reciprocate that love. But a narcissist was corrupted because of terrible things that happened to them in their early childhood, whether it was abandonment, whether it was emotional neglect. They developed this very, sadistic and mean personality because they felt that's what they needed to do to survive. And it's a very sad situation. But when a narcissist stops pretending, because that's what they did in the beginning, they mirrored you, they pretended to show love and affection. If you notice, a narcissist will do a lot of the same stuff you do. Like I do this thing where I like to grab my partner's face like by the chin. No one else ever, because in a normal relationship, one person is one person and they, you're you, and you guys have your own like quirks and stuff. But my narcissist was like a copy of me. I used to call her my mirror. And so they're faking intimacy. They're faking intimacy, and it's tough for them because they don't know. Like they're that strength and energy that most people get from loving and caring about people, they get it by like hurting people. As soon as the intimacy gets cut off, that means they're done. They're done trying. They feel like they've got you hooked, and this is where like the trauma bond gets really serious because all of a sudden you start questioning everything. You start questioning, did this person ever love me? Is it my fault? Because you're still seeing the narcissist like a normal person, but hopefully by understanding what I just said about the way they've replaced love with hate, you can see that this person was pretending from the beginning and they're not going to be able to reciprocate actual love. And we get caught up in this trauma bond because we're trying to get love from a person who, right now at least, is not able to feel it themselves, and they're definitely not going to be able to give it to you. At this point, the narcissist possibly has found someone else, or maybe they've just gotten bored of you. They for sure, most narcissists already had people they were already texting, probably. They were probably cheating on you the whole time. You were probably used to replace their last supply that left them, and now they're lining up new supply. They're always on the hunt, and they're always trying to. They're doing this thing, and it's not necessarily. I don't want to demonize a whole set of people because that's like a big thing in the narcissism community. It's just dismiss, and it's too dismissive. If you just like what's really corny is when people say like, "Oh, it's a demon in them." That's what the narcissist does. They label you as a bad person in their mind so they can gaslight themselves into believing it's okay to do you wrong. And what people when someone calls a narcissist a demon, first of all, it's putting all the responsibility on them when there's no situation where any person is 100% guilt free, right? It's maybe, it's not saying people deserve it, but it's possible that like we're just too codependent, or We try to are seeking love from people who can't give it to us. They're not to say you're a bad person or that it's your fault, but you have to see the faults in your own personality and your own behavior in order to get better and not run into more narcissists. But when you just call someone a demon or a narcissist, you're just putting all the blame on them, and it absolves you of any issue, and that's not healthy for anybody. If you really want to get over this person and stop hurting because they just stopped giving you intimacy, which was fake to begin with anyways. It's funny in hindsight how even the intimacy, when it was being faked well, there was something empty about it. You can It's weird because I think it's just clouded. We're clouded by our love and need to want to really be with this person that we ignore so many red flags. But now when I go back and think about it, it was so obvious. But I really wanted to live the lie, and I think that's what gets a lot of people caught up in these relationships, and they can't get out of them. Is just you want so badly to be with this person, or there's just something. It's really a lot of inner work that needs to be done. What is it that is keeping you stuck in this relationship? Once you figure out what you are thinking, what's keeping you hooked, because a narcissist is going to do what they're going to do. So if you really want to stop feeling bad about the lack of intimacy in your life, it's just why are you accepting relationships where people are not giving you the level of intimacy that you want and deserve?